Far away from Earth in a calm part of the galaxy, the planet Oriya floated silently in space. The people of Oriya were peaceful and kind. They lived in harmony with nature and had never needed weapons or armies. Their cities were bright with lights and gardens, and their skies were filled with gentle ships for farming and travel. But peace does not last forever. One day, without warning, dark ships arrived in the sky. These ships belonged to the Varnak, a cruel alien race. The Varnak did not care for peace. They only wanted control. They attacked Oriya quickly, burning cities and capturing people. The Orians had no weapons to fight back. Their only hope was to send a signal, a distress call, to anyone in the galaxy who might listen. Deep underground in a hidden chamber, the Orion leader, Raylor, activated an old communication device. He was injured, his clothes torn and covered in dust. With weak hands, he pressed the glowing buttons. "Please," he said, his voice shaking. "To any who hear this, we need help. Oriya is under attack. We are peaceful. We cannot defend ourselves. Please, help us." The signal traveled through space, jumping from satellite to satellite until it reached a distant corner of the galaxy, near Earth. Above Earth, floating in orbit, was a large command station named Valor Reach. It was quiet that day, with most of Earth's fleet in standby mode. Humanity had stopped joining galactic affairs years ago. They had fought too many wars. They wanted peace now. But inside the control room of Valor Reach, Admiral Cole was sitting at his desk reading reports. He was a serious man with short gray hair and calm eyes. He had seen many battles and lost many friends. Suddenly, a sound echoed through the room. A signal. A voice. "Please. Oriya is under attack. We need help." The Admiral sat up straight. He listened to the message again. His eyes narrowed. He pressed a button and called the officers. Soon, a group of senior officers stood around the large round table in the command room. Among them was Captain Lily Hart. She was young, but brave. She had short brown hair, sharp eyes, and a fearless heart. She was known for her quick thinking and her loyalty to her crew. "Oriya," the Admiral said. "I remember that name. A peaceful world, never involved in any conflicts." "And now the Varnak have found them," Lily replied. "We can't ignore this." One officer shook his head. "But Earth has stepped away from these matters. The Council won't approve." Lily's voice was firm. "Then we go without waiting. We have ships, we have people ready. We can't let the Varnak destroy another world." Admiral Cole looked at her. He saw her courage. He remembered the younger version of himself. Quietly, he gave a nod. "Prepare the fleet," he said. In just a few hours, Earth's war fleet began to wake. The engines of old battleships roared again. Dock workers rushed through hangars. Soldiers carried supplies into the transport bays. Pilots checked their fighters. Marines suited up. The sound of machines and footsteps echoed through the giant metal halls. Captain Lily walked through the deck of her ship, the Ironclad. Her crew followed her closely. They were ready. She stopped at the viewing window and looked out at the stars. "We don't know what we're flying into," she said. "But we're going there to protect the innocent. This is not about war. This is about doing what's right." Her crew nodded. They trusted her. Commander Eric Dalton joined her. He was tall, quiet, and smart. He had served with Lily on many missions. He handed her a small datapad. "Coordinates for Oriya, Captain. All ships are ready to jump." Lily gave a small smile. "Let's go, Eric." Moments later, in the deep silence of space, the warfleet began to move. One by one, the ships entered warp travel. A bright flash surrounded them, and they vanished into the stars. Far away, the planet Oriya still burned. The Varnak marched through its cities. Their ships circled above like vultures. But in the distance, help was coming. The sky would soon light up with the strength of Earth's war fleet. And the Varnak would learn that humanity might want peace, but they would always fight for what is right. The Earth fleet came out of warp space near Oriya. One by one, the warships appeared in the sky like giants waking from sleep. The ironclad led the way, followed by destroyers, frigates, and fighter squadrons. Their metal hulls shone under the light of the nearby star. Inside each ship, humans moved quickly, checking systems, weapons, and shields. Captain Lily Hart stood on the bridge of the ironclad. The screens around her showed the planet Oriya below. Smoke covered many parts of the surface. Fires burned. Across the cities, it was worse than she expected. She clenched her fists. "Begin full scan of the system," she ordered. "Look for enemy ships. Send drones for close views of the surface." "Yes, Captain," said a young officer named Nate. Commander Eric Dalton stepped beside her. "We're seeing Varnock patrol ships in orbit. Not many, maybe a dozen. But they're spread wide. They think no one is coming." Lily nodded. "Then they're not ready for us." Down below in the ruins of the Orayan capital, small groups of survivors hid underground. They had heard the noise in the sky. Rayler, the leader, limped outside a broken door and looked up. For the first time in days, he saw something other than darkness. Human ships were above them. He turned back to the others. Someone answered. The message, it reached someone. A young Orayan girl smiled. "Are they going to save us?" "I believe they will," Rayler said. Back in orbit, the Earth fleet began to move. The ironclad launched fighter wings. Small ships flew ahead, fast and light, scouting the Varnock patrols. The first contact was quick. A Varnock patrol ship spotted the human fighters and opened fire, but Earth's pilots were well trained. They dodged the shots and fired back. The enemy ship exploded in seconds. "First enemy down," a pilot said over the comms. Lily gave a sharp order. "Push forward. Do not give them time to regroup." The fleet advanced. Missiles flew. Lasers lit up the sky. One by one, Varnock ships fell. The enemy was surprised. They did not expect humans. They did not expect such strong weapons or smart tactics. Commander Eric worked fast at his console. "Captain, we've cleared the first wave. Enemy losses are high. Minimal damage to our side." "Good. Keep pressure on them. Have the Marines prepare for a ground drop. We're going down to help the people." Inside the ironclad, the Marines geared up. Heavy armor, weapons, supplies. Sergeant Mia Carter walked among her team. She checked everyone's gear and gave short nods. She was tough and respected by her squad. She had led many missions, but this one felt different. "You all know why we're here," Mia said. "We're not here to fight for glory. We're here to protect the innocent. The Varnock took their piece. We're going to give it back." The Marines entered drop pods. With a loud hum, the pods launched from the ironclad, falling fast through the atmosphere. Flames wrapped around the pods as they entered Oriya's sky. On the ground, Varnock soldiers heard the sound. They looked up just in time to see metal capsules falling from above. Moments later, the pods crashed into the ground. Doors burst open. Marines charged out, weapons ready. Sergeant Mia led her team through broken streets. Varnock troops fired from rooftops. The Marines moved with speed and skill. They took cover, returned fire, and pushed forward. One building at a time, they cleared the way. "Signals coming from the south," Mia shouted. "That must be the survivors. Move." They reached a large wrecked structure. Mia kicked open a blocked door. Inside, she found a group of frightened Orions. Rayler stepped forward. "You came," he whispered. "We're here to get you out," Mia said. "You're safe now." Above the planet, more Earth ships arrived. The full strength of the fleet now surrounded Oriya. Admiral Cole, watching from the command station, gave calm instructions. "Block all Varnock escape routes. No one leaves without our say." Captain Lily spoke over the comms. "Oriya is not alone. Earth stands with them. Any enemy ship that stays will be destroyed." Across space, other Varnock ships began to pull back. The humans were stronger than they thought. Their surprise attack had failed, but not all Varnock left. A group of enemy reinforcements jumped into the system. Bigger ships, more weapons. They had received a call for help from the first group, and now they were ready for war. Commander Eric looked at the scans. "New contacts, stronger ones. They're not here to run." Lily's eyes narrowed. "Then we'll show them who we are." The battle above Oriya was about to grow much larger, but Earth was ready. The fleet had answered the call, and they would not turn back now. The sky above Oriya burned with light as the Varnock reinforcements entered the system. Their ships were larger and stronger than the first wave. Thick armor, heavy weapons, and many fighter crafts. They came ready to destroy anything in their path. Captain Lily Hart stood on the bridge of the ironclad. Her eyes stayed fixed on the new enemy ships appearing on the main screen. "How many are there?" she asked. Commander Eric Dalton answered. "At least 15. 3 main cruisers, the rest are support ships and fighters." Lily nodded slowly. "They didn't expect resistance, but now they want revenge." Admiral Cole's voice came through the comms from Valor Reach. "We hold our ground. Earth does not back down." The Earth fleet moved into new positions. Fighters launched again and defense systems powered up. The human ships made a wall between Oriya and the enemy. Every soldier, pilot, and officer knew what was coming. "All hands battle stations," Lily ordered. "We fight smart. We fight strong." Down. On Oriya's surface, Sergeant Mia Carter and her team were helping survivors reach safe zones. Some Marines stood guard while others gave medical aid. Mia looked up as a loud rumble shook the sky. "What now?" she asked. One of her soldiers, Ryan, checked the scanner. "More Varnock ships just arrived. It's going to get worse." Mia pressed her comm. "Captain, we need more time to move the civilians. The enemy will hit us soon." Lily responded quickly. "Do what you can. We'll keep them off your back. You're not alone down there." The battle began in space. The Varnock ships opened fire with heavy weapons. Red beams and missiles raced through the void. Earth's ships returned fire. Explosions lit the sky. One human frigate took a direct hit and began to spin, flames bursting from its side. "Frigate Dawnfire hit," shouted a crew member. "Crew is escaping in pods." "Cover those pods," Lily ordered. "Don't let them fall." Fighter jets from both sides clashed between the large ships. They danced through space, dodging and firing. "Commander," Eric gave orders from the bridge of the ironclad, tracking enemy movements. "Enemy cruiser on our right side is pushing forward," he warned. "Focus fire on that cruiser," Lily replied. "Let's break their center." Multiple Earth ships turned their weapons to the enemy cruiser. They fired in waves. One shot hit the Varnock's engine. Another tore through its weapon systems. The cruiser shook, then exploded, sending shockwaves in all directions. The humans cheered. One enemy down. But the fight was not over. Another Varnock cruiser moved toward the planet. It was heading for the surface. On board were ground troops and tanks. They wanted to crush the Oriyan survivors and stop Earth's Marines. Lily looked at the incoming threat. "They're going for the civilians." Eric pointed at a nearby destroyer. "We can send the Tempest and a fighter wing to intercept." "Do it," Lily said. "We hold this line." The destroyer Tempest turned sharply and moved fast. Its fighter wing launched ahead. They reached the enemy ship just as it entered the planet's upper atmosphere. Missiles hit the cruiser's side, but it kept going. Down below, Mia saw the ship coming. "They're dropping more troops," she said. "We need backup now." Earth's fighters fired again. This time they hit something important. The enemy cruiser broke in two. The front half crashed into the mountains, the back half exploded in the sky. But not before some Varnock drop pods had been released. Mia raised her rifle. "Incoming enemy pods. Everyone take position." Varnock soldiers landed hard, and fast. They opened fire at once. The ground turned into a battlefield. Mia and her team fired back, taking cover behind broken buildings. Civilians hid behind the Marines. "Hold the line," Mia shouted. "We don't give up this ground." One of her team, Alex, was hit in the leg. He fell, but kept shooting. Mia dragged him behind cover. "You're not done yet," she said. The fight on the surface was intense. Varnock soldiers had stronger weapons and more numbers, but the Marines had better training and stronger hearts. They pushed back, step by step. In orbit, Lily continued to guide the space battle. "They're losing their forward push," Eric said. "We can press now." "Then press," Lily answered. "No mercy. They brought war to the wrong people." The ironclad moved forward, leading the final wave. Its main cannon fired and tore through another Varnock ship. Earth's destroyers and cruisers followed. Together they surrounded the last two enemy ships. Surrounded and damaged, the Varnock tried to run. But Earth's ships blocked their path. With nowhere to go, the enemy ships exploded under heavy fire. The space above Araya finally became quiet. Lily took a deep breath. Status of the ground team? Mia's voice came through, tired but clear. Still standing. Civilians are safe. Most of the Varnock are down. We won. Admiral Cole joined the channel. Good work, all of you. The fleet did its duty today. But the fight is not over. We need to understand what the Varnock really want. Lily looked at the wreckage floating in space. This was more than just an attack. They were testing something. We need answers. Eric nodded beside her. And we'll find them. As the smoke cleared and the wounded were cared for, one thing was clear. Earth had returned to the stars. And they had come not with fear but with fire, ready to defend those who could not defend themselves. The silence after the battle felt strange. Smoke still rose from the wreckage on Araya, and small fires burned in the ruins. But there were no more enemy ships in the sky. The humans had won. Still, no one was celebrating. Captain Lily Hart stood on the bridge of the ironclad, staring at the large screen that showed the planet below. There was damage everywhere. So many lives had been lost. But there were also survivors, and Earth's fleet had protected them. Commander Eric Dalton stepped up beside her. The last enemy signal is gone, he said. We're the only ones left in orbit. Lily nodded. What about the ground team? They've cleared most of the city. Marines are helping the injured and searching for more survivors. Lily turned to her. Crew. Begin full scans of the system. I want to know where the Varnock came from. Check every asteroid, moon, and space lane. Down on Araya, Sergeant Mia Carter helped a small Arayan child climb out of a hole in the broken street. The child was shaking and had dust all over her face. You're safe now, Mia said, giving the child a water pouch. The little girl nodded and drank slowly. Nearby, other Marines were handing out food and first aid. The survivors, weak and scared, were slowly beginning to hope again. Rayler, the leader of the Arayan survivors, walked over to Mia. His arm was in a bandage, but he stood tall. Your people came when we thought no one would, he said. We owe you our lives. Mia looked around at the broken city. We do what we must. We don't run from this kind of evil. At the same time, on the ironclad, a new signal appeared on the screen. Captain, said Nate, the young officer. We're picking up something strange. A weak signal coming from the edge of the system. It's not Varnock. It's something else. Put it on speakers, Lily said. The voice was weak and broken. It sounded like another alien language, but the translator tried to work. This is the ship Alinari Echo. We are under attack. Varnock. They are taking our home. Please help. Lily's eyes narrowed. Another world is under attack. That's why the Varnock pulled back so quickly. They were heading somewhere else. Eric checked the star charts. Alinari space is 2 jumps from here. If we move now, we can reach them before the Varnock do more damage. Lily opened a channel to Admiral Cole. We picked up a distress call from the Alinari. They're being attacked too. We believe this is part of something larger. Cole's face appeared on screen. Then we have no time to waste. The ironclad and 2 other ships will go ahead. The rest of the fleet will follow. We will not let another world fall. Lily gave orders at once. Prepare for jump. Load fresh supplies. Medical teams, get ready. We may find worse than what we saw here. Back on the surface, Mia received the update. We're leaving? Asked Ryan. Some of us, Mia said. I'm going with the ironclad. You and the others stay here and finish helping these people. They still need us. Ryan nodded. Be careful. Mia joined the crew heading back to the ships. As the ironclad rose from the surface and entered orbit, Her mind was already focused on the next mission. The Varnock were not just attacking one planet. They were moving across the galaxy. Hours later, the ironclad jumped through space and arrived near the Alinari system. The moment they came out of jump, the screens lit up with signs of battle. Fires burned in orbit. The remains of destroyed ships floated in space. "Scan for survivors," Lily ordered. "Picking up life pods," Yuri said, Nate. "And one ship still moving, it's damaged." "Get them on screen," Lily said. The ship on the screen looked old and worn with pieces missing. It was barely holding together. "This is Captain Hart of the Earthship Ironclad. We are here to help," a tired voice replied. "We are the last of the Alinari defense. Most of our fleet is gone. The Varnock are on the planet's surface. They came for our energy core." Lily looked at Eric. "This is what they're after, not just war. They want power." Eric nodded. "And they're taking it one world at a time." Lily gave her orders. "Prepare the Marines. We drop now. We stop them here." Once more, drop pods launched from the ironclad. This time, Mia and her team landed near the capital of the Alinari world. The city was still burning. Strange tall towers stood broken and bodies lay across the ground. Varnock machines moved through the streets, collecting large glowing crystals. Mia raised her rifle. "That must be the energy core. They're stealing it." The Marines moved fast. They attacked the machines, drawing Varnock fire. Explosions rocked the city. Mia's team spread out, taking key positions. Every block was a fight. Above, the ironclad fired down at enemy tanks trying to reach the city center. The Varnock pushed back hard. They had more soldiers than before, more weapons, but Earth soldiers did not run. Mia threw a grenade into a group of enemies and shouted to her team, "Keep pushing. We can't let them take this world too." Hours passed. Street by street, the Marines cleared the city. Finally, they reached the center where the largest crystal core was kept. Varnock engineers were trying to remove it. Mia fired the last of her bullets and rushed in. She tackled one of the engineers and smashed the control device. The others ran. When the sun rose over the broken Alinari city, the Varnock were gone. The battle was over. For now. Back on the ironclad, Lily listened to the Alinari leader. "You saved us," he said. "But why? You owe us nothing." Lily looked at him calmly. "Because we can. Because we must. If we don't stop them, no one will." The message from Earth was now clear across the galaxy. If a distress call went out, Earth's warfleet would answer, and the Varnock would learn that humans do not run. They rise. The damage to the Alinari world was deep. Even though the Varnock had been pushed back, the cities were broken and many lives were lost. The people were trying to rebuild, but fear still lived in their eyes. They knew the enemy would return. "Captain," Lily Hart stood on the bridge of the ironclad, watching the planet spin slowly below. Her face was calm, but her mind was busy. "We hit them hard," Commander Eric Dalton said beside her. "But we both know this isn't the end." Lily nodded. "They want more than just victory. They want resources. They want to break other races. This is a campaign, not a single attack." Reports came in from other systems, small planets, weak colonies, even space stations, all attacked by Varnock ships. They always came fast, hit hard, and left quickly after stealing what they wanted. Admiral Cole sent a message from Valor Reach. "We are building a new plan. Earth cannot fight this alone. We must bring together others who are willing to stand." Lily agreed. "We need an alliance, not just to fight back, but to protect what's left." Mia Carter and her team stayed on the Alinari planet for a few more days, helping the locals clean the streets and rebuild homes. The Alinari were a peaceful race and not used to war. But after seeing Earth's Marines in action, many wanted to learn how to defend themselves. One Alinari woman named Sarah came to Mia with a request. "Teach me to fight," she said. "I don't want to hide anymore." Mia handed her a training weapon. "Then we start now." Back on the ironclad, preparations began for a meeting. Ships from 5 different systems were invited. Some were small science vessels. Others were old defense cruisers. Many were afraid, but they came. They had seen what the Varnock had done. Now they needed hope. The meeting was held aboard the Valor Reach. Leaders from all across the stars sat together at one table. Admiral Cole opened the discussion. We all know why we are here. The Varnock are not just raiders. They are planning something bigger. They steal energy cores, tech, even people. We cannot wait for them to come again. A captain from the Juno sector raised her voice. We lost half our people in one day. My home is gone. We can't fight them alone. But maybe, with Earth's help, we have a chance. Lily stood and spoke next. We are not asking you to fight for us. We are offering to fight with you. Stand with us and we will stand with you. Together we push them back. There was silence in the room, then slow nods. One by one they agreed. A new force was born, not just from Earth, but from many worlds. The new alliance needed a name. They called it the Starshield Pact. The first mission of the Starshield Pact was simple: stop the next Varnock attack before it began. Scouts had tracked a group of enemy ships heading toward a small mining moon called Tyros. The people there were simple workers. They had no weapons, no defense. The pact moved quickly. Earth's fleet led the way, followed by ships from Juno, Telari, and 2 other systems. The ironclad was at the front. Captain Lily stood ready. This time, we strike first. The fleet jumped into the Tyros system and moved fast. Varnock ships were already in orbit, preparing to land. But they were not. Expecting resistance, all ships attack pattern 3, Lily ordered. Weapons lit up the sky. Human fighters rushed forward, hitting the enemy's weak points. Juno ships flanked from the left, cutting off their retreat. The Varnock were caught by surprise. One by one, their ships fell. On the surface of Tyros, the workers watched the sky. Bright flashes and loud booms filled the air. For the first time they saw someone fight for them. The battle didn't last long. The pact worked as a team. Each ship played its part. When the final Varnock ship exploded, a cheer rose across the channels. We did it, Eric said. We stopped them before they could even land. Lily allowed herself a small smile. This is just the beginning. After the battle, teams landed on Tyros to help the miners. Food, medicine, and tools were given. The people were grateful, but confused. Why are you helping us? One miner asked. Mia, who had joined the landing party, replied, because someone has to. We won't let them hurt others while we stand by. Back in space, the ships of the Pact gathered. Messages were sent out across nearby systems. The word spread quickly. Earth's fleet had returned, and they were not alone. In the Varnock command ship far away, the high leaders watched the reports. Earth has become a problem, one said. They are stronger than expected, another replied. The leader of the Varnock stood tall. Then we change our plan. We crush them before they grow stronger. He gave the order. New ships were built, new weapons prepared. They would come again. This time with more force. But Earth was ready. The Starshield Pact was growing, and now the galaxy had hope. Captain Lily Hart looked out at the stars. They were bright and quiet, but she knew the war was not over. They will come again, Eric said. Yes, Lily replied. But this time they won't find us unprepared. She turned back to her crew. Prepare the fleet. We take the fight to them next. The stars were calm, but Earth's fleet knew the peace would not last. The Varnock had tasted resistance and would not forget it. Captain Lily Hart stood on the ironclad's bridge, her hands behind her back as she looked at the stars. Commander Eric Dalton stood beside her. Scouts report strange movement near the edge of the Varnock sector. They're gathering something. They're planning their revenge, Lily said. They will come with everything they have. The Starshield Pact had grown. New ships arrived every week. Worlds once afraid now wanted to fight. They trained together, shared technology, and built defenses. But they all knew the final test was coming. A few days later, Admiral Cole called a meeting. They are coming, he said. All of them. They've built a massive war fleet, bigger than anything we've seen, Lily asked. Where will they hit first? Cole pointed at a system near Earth space. Here, the system of Gallon. It's home to a fuel station and a small base. They want to break our line." The room was silent. "Then we fight there," Lily said. "We don't run, we stand." The Pact gathered its strength. Ships from 10 systems joined Earth's war fleet. The Ironclad led the way. They reached Gallon before the Varnock arrived and began setting traps. Mia Carter stood with her Marine team on the surface of Gallon's moon. They had set up a command post and placed turrets around the rocky land. "When they land, we hit them hard," Mia told her team. "This is our ground. We don't give it up." Then the Varnock came. Their ships filled the sky like a dark storm. They moved in formation, their weapons ready. "All ships," Lily called out. "Fire at will." The battle began. Space exploded with lights and fire. Earth's ships held the front. Juno ships covered the sides. Talari fighters swept through enemy ranks. The Varnock fired everything they had, but the Pact held strong. On the ground, Varnock dropships landed near the base. Mia's team opened fire. Explosions rocked the moon's surface. "Hold the line," Mia shouted. Marines fought side by side with Alinari and other races. It was not just Earth anymore, it was everyone. In space, the Ironclad took heavy hits. Sparks flew from the control panels. "Shields down to 20%, Nate said. "Keep firing," Lily ordered. "We don't back down." Eric turned to her. "If they break through, Earth is next." Lily looked him in the eyes. "They won't." Suddenly, a new signal came in. "Captain," said Nate, "we're picking up more ships, coming out of jump." Everyone held their breath. "It's backup," Nate smiled. "More ships from the Pact, even more than we expected." Fresh ships entered the fight, hitting the Varnock from the side. Their fleet began to fall apart. Mia saw enemy forces retreating on the ground. "They're pulling back," she said. Her team cheered, but she kept her eyes on the sky. "Don't relax yet." In space, the final Varnock cruiser tried to escape. Lily gave the order, "Target their engines." A blast from the Ironclad hit its mark. The enemy ship exploded. The battle was over. Cheers filled the ships. Across the system, voices cried out in joy. They had won. They had faced the full power of the Varnock and stood tall. Later, on the surface of Gallon's moon, leaders of the Pact stood together. They looked at the broken enemy ships above them. "We didn't win because we were stronger," Lily said. "We won because we stood together. That is our strength." Admiral Cole nodded. "The Varnock will think twice before attacking again, but we must stay ready. This war may not be over." Mia walked through the base, passing wounded soldiers being helped by medics. She sat down next to Sarah, who had fought beside her. "You did well," Mia said. Sarah smiled. "I was scared, but I didn't run." "That's what makes a soldier," Mia said. Back aboard the Ironclad, Lily looked out at the stars. The galaxy was still dangerous, but now it had protectors. Earth had stepped up, and others had followed. Eric joined her. "We changed something today. Not just the battle, the way others see Earth." Lily nodded. "We were once alone. Now we lead." A message came in from Earth. The president of Earth's council spoke. "Today we saw what courage and unity can do. The fleet stood strong. The people of Earth are proud. And we send thanks to our new allies. This is only the beginning of peace." The message ended. Lily turned to her crew. "Prepare for repairs. Then we start patrols. If they try again, we'll be ready." Mia stood on the landing bay, watching her team clean weapons and reload gear. The war had tested them, but they were still standing. "Let them come again," she said softly. "We'll be waiting." And so the story of Earth's fleet spread across the stars, not just as warriors, but as protectors. A single distress call had brought them, and now 100 worlds looked to them with hope. Earth had answered the call, and the galaxy would never forget.